All right, Moose, my friend.
Hello, Jams.
Let's figure out this whole podcast thing that we're kind of sort of playing around with here.
I mean, I think it'd be fun. If nothing else, I think it'd just be fun.
Yeah, and you know, I agree. I think there's so much to talk about in Old World that you don't necessarily have to be watching a gameplay. You can just, you know, absorb this information kind of sort of passively from listening to people who know what they're talking about. Spoiler alert, that's not me. But you know, like I was listening to Scion comment on Anarchos versus Hazard, and I picked up like 7 tips in the 2.5 hours. Like, holy shit, I never thought about that. Yeah, that's actually a brilliant idea. Why did I never think about that? So like,
and like those are like the really like high-minded like tactics that even me and you, who like, don't be wrong, like there are clearly more practiced players in this space. I mean, just look at where we both ended up in the tournament so far to get like a general idea. That like have a lot of information, but like all the stuff that there's like a world in between the casual player to the Discord server jockey to and in between even like us who are like on the server the entire time all the way to Scion. There's a wide gulf of information that he might not even think, or that he thinks is second nature, that might not have occurred to the average player.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And like you mentioned, you know, Discord is a wealth of knowledge, but I think you had mentioned, you know, this is your first game that you've been involved in a Discord. I've been a Discord jockey, junkie, whatever you want to call it, for the better part of close to a decade now. But, you know, that information is there, but if you don't know how to find it, you have to ask. And sometimes asking it's
intimidating.
It is intimidating, right? Because you're like, oh, if I ask this question, are people going to think I'm a noob? Are people going to be like, well, if you knew how to play the game? And, you know, anybody listening to this, that is not the Old World Discord, right?
That's the best part about it. I love our little corner of the community. It is... I mean, like so many video games I've played, and like even like Civ, the forums that you go onto it can get kind of nasty. I mean, there's people who like been playing the game.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
But our game is what, 5 years young, 6 years young, maybe at this point. Like it's
2020. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the date it released, but it is 2020. So yeah, 5-ish, 6-ish years, somewhere around there.
Yeah, so like Scion's like definitely like, you know, working on his doctorate right now, but he hasn't like even he hasn't completed the full 8 years of game knowledge to call himself truly Dr. Scion.
You're correct.
So yeah, I mean, like there's still a huge learning curve that even the community now is going through, that I feel like even Mohawk is going through, which is awesome because you get to watch the game grow and evolve in real time, and they're so wonderfully adaptive to the community, and like literally actually listening to us in the Discord server, which is crazy.
Right. Yeah. So I guess let's steer this little kind of teaser trial, whatever the hell this kind of thing is. I'd kind of like to steer it toward a topic that I brought up personally in the Discord. We'll touch on this, and then we'll touch on the other big topic that we're both been involved in the Discord in the last day or two.
Oh boy, which one? There's like 4.
Well, so I'd like to touch first on Clerics, and then we'll give that 5-ish, 7-ish minutes, because the conversation has evolved over the last couple days, and then we're going to touch on, you know, the live hand grenade that is Carthage, and we'll give Carthage a lot more time. So if you're not in the Discord, obviously no big deal. We'd love to have you in the Discord. You should join the Discord. I'll have the Discord join link, some kind of Discord join link, because they expire after a certain amount of time, but there'll be some kind of a link somewhere in whatever format you're listening to this down there. But basically, I posited on the heels of talking about Carthage, does the Clerics family need a boost? And personally, I think yes.
Okay.
But
and I'm going to let you start because
yes.
you were the one that originally posited the question in the first place to the rest of the Discord. Very brave.
And I appreciate that. Yes, but I only did it because Alcaris did say in the Carthage thing, well, why don't you start a topic? And I was like, well, yeah. I'm at work. Fine, I'll do it. Dare me. But basically, the reason that I started it, and you have to understand one thing, if anybody here is not familiar with me, actually, we didn't do any kind of introduction, so let's do a really brief introduction, really quick. So my name is Jams. I am a small-ish content creator on YouTube, mainly right at this moment, for a game called Old World. If you're just new to Old World, it's a 4X strategy game set between the Bronze Age and early Medieval Age periods. It's developed by Soren Johnson. Soren Johnson was one of the developers for Civ 4. He knows a lot about 4X, Civ-like games. Old World has a very robust character and event system. It's an astounding game. I got onto this game in the pandemic after Potato McWhiskey had done a small intro to it. He did a few videos on it. I bought it. It was at that time it was an Epic exclusive. I bought it on Epic, even though Epic is Epic. I no longer play it on Epic, and I liked the game so much I bought it again on Steam. And I'm about to buy it again on GOG just in case something ever happens to Steam, because GOG, you actually own the game on GOG as opposed to Steam. Cool. You don't own games on Steam. The platform can take them away from you. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, I freaking love this game. I'm approaching 500 hours in the game. That's nothing compared to people like we've mentioned. Scientific has over 4,000 hours in the game, which is disgusting. But I am joined here on this inaugural podcast thing by my very good friend, the Purple Bull Moose, who is a juggernaut in the space of Old World. I would say no. Anyone will say that.
Listen, I'm a juggernaut. I'm a juggernaut in the same way that like Kim Kardashian is a politician. I am by no means the best at this game, but I am one of the more well-known names in the game just because of my YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody who subscribed. Thank you so much. Obviously, love all the outpouring of support that the channel has received. But I am the Purple Bull Moose, your humble guide maker. Been writing guides back on the Reddit page before I was inducted into the Discord world. Started channel earlier this year, I think like back in February or March, just to make sure that when the new DLC got a chance to get released, I had at least a little bit of traction. And holy shit, you guys blew me up. I think I'm closing in on 2,200 subs now, which is wild to me.
You're up there, which is really, really good. And it's wild to me, and I guess it's because I took a step back from social media around 2020. The only things I was on were Discord and YouTube. I haven't touched Reddit. The only reason I even got back into Reddit was
really?
Oh yeah, no. The only reason I got back into Reddit was because you were like, hey, post your videos on Reddit and you'll get more engagement. With the pandemic and politics and everything, I mean, I was not
I can get burnt out.
I was not in a good mental space in 2020, and that's actually when I transitioned from the job I was in to my fun job that I love now. That was 2020, 2021 was a big transformative year for me. I quit social media. I quit my high-paying, quote-unquote, big boy job. I got a job as a professional brewer full time, which is what I'm doing now, which I love. It's been the best, but it was a not great time, and that's when I quit. I wasn't on a bunch of stuff, but like I got rid of my Facebook, I got rid of my Reddit, I got rid of a bunch of stuff. But the only reason
it's wild. Like this, I mean, granted, I mean, everything that goes on in the world, it knocks you on your fucking rocker. But and it's weird, like places that you find comfort, and if one of those places is consistently taking over a a virtual old world, then they whatever scratched the itch to get you back into it.
Well, yeah, and because the events and the characters are so dynamic and so engrossing, I mean, there's like what 5,000 events or something, maybe even more.
I have no idea.
Like, you will never see all of the events is basically the point. Like, there are so many events and some of them are locked behind certain things. You will never see all of the events, even if you have 4,000 hours like Scion does. But anyway, I lost my track there, Moose. Bring me back to what I was talking about a second ago.
Oh, yeah, right. So, I mean, we were just doing the intro. So, hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Moose and Jams. You might have known us from our Kochi Moose game, but the long and short of it, what we're trying to do is we really want to get a podcast started just because we like talking to each other. By the way, shout out Jams. It's been really nice clicking with somebody in the community as much as I have with you. So it's it's mostly just a chance for us to ramble at each other. So welcome to the ride.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna touch on our first topic here really quick, which is the Clerics family. So on my screen right now, I've got the in-game encyclopedia for Clerics up on the screen. I'm just gonna go through and read it really quick. In case you're new to the game or you're not familiar, Clerics have had a lot of changes in the last year.
Yeah, a few iterations.
Yeah, they used to be a really OP family, and I don't know. I think I meant to touch.
They're OP.
Yeah, well, that's it. I meant to touch on this in my intro. I'm an Egyptaboo. I main Egypt. Egypt is my nation in Old World. I play other ones when I have to, because if I don't, people are going to get sick of watching me play Egypt. But everything that I'm saying, and this is what I need to preface this with, everything that I'm saying about Clerics comes from I am playing Clerics through Egypt lens, which Moose has a different opinion on that, because Moose is a more experienced player. He plays more nations. He has a much deeper game knowledge. My knowledge is a little bit more focused on mostly Egypt, with the caveat of like maybe some other nations with landowners, maybe some other nations with, some other families, but mainly it's Egypt.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys ever want to watch us play an Egypt game literally together, you can check out Jams' channel. We have a Kochi Moose video series that's currently going on, still ongoing. That is literally just me kind of watching over James's shoulder as we played together through a Egypt Wonder Rush.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. It's a really cool playthrough. But James, tell me, like, through your eyes, so as somebody who is a Egypt main,
yes,
how do you personally find yourself using the Clerics family?
Well, since the changes, the problem that I have with them is that I'm not. Now I did settle Clerics in our Kochi Moose series,
because I'm obviously an advocate.
Right, you are. But when I'm playing, my tournament, very good example, my tournament game with Marauder, I'm pretty sure I didn't settle Clerics at all. And the reason that I didn't settle Clerics is because I see them kind of as a one-trick pony. I see them as, I settle them to get Divine Rule for a 4-law rush. I settle one city, and that's pretty much it. But before I go any further with that, I just want to quickly read through the in-game encyclopedia page on Clerics. It's not very long. It'll just take me a second. So, as defined by the current Old World in-game encyclopedia, Clerics are primarily focused on religion. Their family seat gains bonuses to training disciple units, and Cleric cities gain increased yields from religious improvements, extra happiness, and they are uniquely able to build urban improvements on sand. There was kind of like a meme where people were like, oh, I'm going to build urban on sand, urban on sand, urban on sand. And like, you
never happens.
You almost never do this. Like, you almost never do this. Clerics, family city, 1 happiness per year. Family cities, monasteries and temples, plus 100% output. Family cities can build urban improvements on sand. Family seat can train Christian disciple and Manichaean disciple without religion, without the religion being present in your city. You do not have to found the religion, but the religion has to be founded on the map. So someone else founds it, or you could found it, but without the tech to build the disciples. Just wanted to clarify that, because that is not quite, I don't think, well written in the encyclopedia entry here. Family seat, minus 50% production time for disciple units of state religion. On seat founded, free law, divine rule, common traits, commander times 5, zealot times 10, scholar times 5, family opinion preferences, holy cities plus 20, city without a religion minus 20, missing incense minus 10 per city. That's happiness, or plus 10 unhappiness.
Opinion.
Yeah, opinion. Sorry, yes, opinion. Missing lavender minus 10 a city. Each cathedral plus 20. Divine rule plus 20. Nations with this family: Axum, Assyria, Egypt, Persia. And that is the end of the encyclopedia entry.
Mm-hmm. So they are evenly split as far as the nations are concerned between riders and champions families, or I suppose, also hunters families with Persia and Assyria. But it is an interesting mix. So on Egypt, you find yourself not using them at all. Egypt getting instead riders, landowners, and sages. All of which, I mean, I'm not gonna dog on any of those families. They're all great families.
Well, riders could be a little bit better, but we'll leave that for another day.
Sure. I mean, you'll have to fight me on that one. I like the rider cities too. But yeah, I mean, like, listen, I can understand the concept of wanting to hold back, but specifically just talking about Egypt, I find myself far more often letting go of either the sages or the landowners. And Zion's going to come and get me in the comments for for saying that I'm going to go without landowners, especially because of all of Egypt's innate bonuses for farms.
Yes,
I understand the reasoning. It's obviously very good, but the reason why I picked clerics is for the same reason that he hates clerics. Because we are both of the opinion that clerics are very strong, potentially too strong. I don't think he's necessarily advocating for a nerf as so much as like a complete and utter rework.
Oh no, he said a nerf, or no? Oh no, you said a nerf actually in the Discord, and I was like, okay, conversation done. We're closing this thread. We're not nerfing clerics.
Don't look, Solver.
Yeah, yeah. So. And again, as I kind of mentioned at the top of this discussion, my opinion has changed ever so slightly. I would, however, like to see some of the clerics, either bonuses or something like about strategy, something about them shift ever so slightly. So, as I mentioned, the reason that I don't use the clerics currently, which may be changing, maybe I'll do a clerics only game and see how it works if I think about them differently. And I'm
not advocating for clerics only. I'm not. Well, actually, maybe.
No,
I don't know. There's definitely some weird like case stances. Maybe I'll. Yeah.
You're not going to learn how the clerics work unless the only option you have is clerics. You gotta you
smoke the whole pack, Johnny.
That's what you got to do sometimes, you know. So the reason that I said, clerics are a one-trick pony, you settle them for the free law on your way to a 4-law rush, and that's it, right? Because I wasn't thinking about them in a different way. And sometimes you have to take a step back from your kind of like anecdotal in-game experience with like, hey, I'm playing a game, maybe I don't want to take a half an hour to think about my next city. I read the blurb on the settle icon thing, and I'm like, oh, religion, okay, whatever. I'll get my 2 shrines. I'll get Zorro, or I'll get my 2 pastures. I'll get Judaism. Whatever. I'll move on. It used to be that clerics had a project that was found religion. When they had the found religion project, I agree they were OP, because you could just settle clerics, run that
guarantee
project.
religion. Even if you don't found a religion, you're still guaranteed Manichaeism because you already have monasticism unlocked. So
I don't have a problem with that going away. What I have a problem with, from the lens of them being the religion family, is I don't see, in my eyes, I don't see an early religion bonus, as in, doesn't have to be world religion, but I don't really see much of a pagan religion bonus. Like I had mentioned in the Discord, I would love to see a Cleric City, your shrines in Cleric City get a free apprentice acolyte. Someone mentioned, well, that's a Zoro rush. That's why we nerfed them in the first place. I get that. But I would like to get something for a pagan religion boost. Maybe it's, hey, you can adopt a pagan religion, pagan state religion for 200 civics without the law or something. That's neither here nor there. What I really want to focus on right now is
specifically the early game.
Is the early game, but not only that, but the common traits. Commander times 5, Zealot times 10, and Scholar times 5. These are things.
You got me here. This is by far the worst part about Clerics, in my opinion.
Never, ever paid attention to this. Ever.
Yeah, they are a zealot producing, which kind of makes a little bit sense thematically. It
absolutely does.
And anybody who's followed my comments on the Discord server know I'm an absolute sucker for things seeming good thematically.
Yes.
But yeah, like the religious family, are they going to come out with a whole bunch of religious zealots? Yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense.
It does.
And if they're producing a whole bunch of monks, then yes, that would also lend to scholars. And commanders, I can really give or take. My opinion on commanders is changing. We can have that another episode at some point.
For sure.
But specifically, the part I don't like about this is that the zealot and the scholar is essentially producing a family that in and of itself is against itself, because scholars have a negative opinion of zealots and zealots of scholars. So you're already just like creating controversy politically inside of your own nation by adding clerics or adding a whole bunch of clerics. It's a lot of potential for people to be at each other's throats, whether that's heirs and spares or whatever the circumstances is.
Very good point. But why I think I may have changed my opinion on does clerics need a buff is, use this as a military city.
Yes.
Because I don't personally think, riders, it makes sense with Egypt's unique units. They're both mounted. Riders with Saddleborn, all that other stuff that comes with riders makes a whole lot of sense. But zealots are really hard to kill when you have them as generals. And these guys produce a lot of zealots. So,
and when you don't get them, you still get commanders.
Right. So, and if you're producing a bunch of UUs, 20%, right? 20% for, same unit, Jason, 20%.
Yep.
You're going to have a really strong cadre of generals that you can put on your UUs. So I'm not saying that clerics don't need maybe a tweak. I kind of think that Christian and Manichaean disciples without religion could go away and no one would care. I've never used that personally. And like I said, I think I would like to see a little bit more of some kind of a incentive for a pagan religion thing on clerics, because they already have the monasteries and the temples and everything. That's enough for the world religion.
Well, let me ask you a question, James.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the order shrine, like Persia's order shrine? 0.5 orders as a shrine. Do you think that's a powerful shrine?
Oh, well, Egypt had that shrine. I built it in every city with Poly. Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a great shrine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is like early game. All of your shrines are double order shrines. That's what Clerics gives you as far as like a benefit towards your early pagan religion. Every single one of your shrines, if you're putting it in each city, is worth 2 order shrines, which is an insane amount of early order economy. That's what divine rule is giving you in essence. It's a super powerful, and like don't be wrong, like people are like, oh, it's only 4 orders. Yeah, but that's like having 8 order shrines.
No, you're right. And so just really quick, divine rule is a law that you get when you settle a cleric's seat, your first cleric city. You can adopt pagan state religions, all cities, 1 order per year per pagan religion. It does cost medium money upkeep, and the clerics do get 20 opinion of you when you adopt that law by settling their first city. So yes, you are correct there, Moose. There are things that I have overlooked on the clerics, which is, again, I understand that I think I've just not been playing them correctly. But do not say in the Discord again that the clerics need a nerf. Because
I'm going to say it right here. I'm going to tend to it.
I will come for you. Do not nerf Egypt anymore. And then someone else said builders need a nerf. No, get out of here. Builders do not need a nerf.
First off, discipline in general needs a nerf. I'm going to come after everyone. Come after me with pitchforks. Everything needs a nerf. Your favorite thing in Old World, it needs a nerf.
Okay, but let's go ahead and let's shift away from the clerics discussion, because I think I need to refine my position. I need to play with them a little bit more. I had only been
Let's stay focused here on clerics, and I'm glad I'm starting to slowly maybe get a chance to convert you here. And don't get me wrong, like I want to talk about this because your position, it seems to be the majority position. It's like me. It's like I'm screaming that I love clerics; they're amazing. Cyan is saying he hates clerics; they're way too good, and they should be completely reworked. That they break the game, and everybody else besides the two of us are saying clerics are kind of boring. They're kind of dull. I don't really get them, and I never use them. Everyone should be using clerics.
I'm coming over to that opinion. I really am. I'm a tactile learner.
Okay.
I do.
You want to get your hands on it,
right? I do learn. Through listening to things. I used to be able to read a lot, like books and stuff. But as I've gotten older, it's harder for me to devote the time to reading things. So I can also absorb a lot through listening, through audio, but to really grasp something, I have to sit down with it, and I have to take it apart and put it back together, and take it apart again and put it back together. So that's why I said, like, hey, maybe I have to do a clerics only game, because the only way I'm going to learn how to do clerics the right way is if I have no choice other than clerics. But yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, do you want to like jump into that a little bit? Like, we can talk about it through while we're playing through on a clerics game. Like, I don't mind sharing my screen, and
sure, let's do it.
All right. So this is actually kind of like the perfect map for it. This has all the stuff that I'm personally looking for like a super good cleric start. And you know what? If we really want to push this to 11 and see exactly how powerful the clerics are, let's go ahead and go all in. Axum takes this to another level, in my opinion.
Okay.
So whoever, and you know what? Let's go.
You can leave those blank, and they'll just auto assign.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you didn't want to pick stuff,
I have a lucky name. Abeza. I don't know. I don't even know what it means. I don't know if it's a male or female name. It doesn't matter to me. But it definitely is good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and play a intelligent judge, just because this is also super OP. So let's just lean all in on this. So intelligent judge, Oxum. Let's go ahead and lock it in. Doing just clerics, only cleric families. Let's see how that works out. So the idea behind clerics is that you want to lean all the way in on... Ooh, let's take some stone. You want to lean all the way in on the bottom half of the tree, because they get doubled everything, obviously, with monasteries and temples. So you want to obviously beeline for this. When I played my Axum game on my channel, I actually went up this side of the tree, which was, looking back on it, so dumb, because they can ignore this entire side of the tree. They don't need, well, I mean, they can use libraries, but they don't need libraries for a science engine when they have the bonuses that they get from monasteries. This is essentially being for science in every city you're dropping it down in. We are going to need access to our own religion, so trying to rush Zoro as quickly as possible is definitely a good idea. But we also have already, of course, done the classic of unlocking Divine Rule,
yes,
which For everybody saying that Clerics is not a science nation, let me just again point out that this is essentially the equivalent of getting awarded on turn 1 400 science and 400 civics.
Yes. Yeah.
So
you're not wrong there. And I never argued that point. But yeah.
And it's even more so on Oxum. Like, I'm just going to actually legitimately ignore this entire half of the tree for this game. I'm not going to do any ironworking or phalanx. I will go for stone cutting, drama, and architecture just because we want to eventually get up to cathedrals.
Yes.
Because those are also very cool.
Now, I do just want to put a slight caveat on this.
Yeah, go for it.
This is, I think, leaning toward a single player style of play. I would say, right? Yeah, no.
It definitely can be, but it can also be a militaristic, and it could could work in a multiplayer, I think.
You think, okay, because you're going the bottom half of the tree. You can still get steel. You can still get your free. In this case, your free demit. You're still getting stompy boys. You're still getting onagers. You're still getting other stuff.
I've never tried this from the perspective of doing a, what's it called? A multiplayer game. So, like, I'm not advocating necessarily for a multiplayer strategy,
right.
But the more I'm looking at it, the more I think I think it will still actually work.
maybe not against Carthage, but we'll see about that.
Maybe not against Carthage, but that's a whole other problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for me to solve Carthage here for you, I don't know if I can do that. But
no, we're gonna table that. We're all in on Clerics on this episode, so let's just do Clerics, baby. Let's go.
So this is actually a little bit too bad. It's great if, especially on Axum, if you can avoid getting ironworking, because then you don't. But for Clerics to really shine, you want a lot of growth. So we will be prioritizing husbandry at some point. But Axum starts with a whole bunch of growth options just to begin with, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I'm so used to playing on not the great anymore because I've been playing so much multiplayer
from the tournament. Yeah.
oh man, I can't even. Oh god, the great is so restrictive. All right, so there we go. We got myself assigned as the governor because again, we want the growth. And the idea behind here is we're going to try to get as many citizens as we can, because if we want this to eventually become a military family, we're going to be taking advantage of the temples and, more importantly, the priests, because priest at master priest and elder priest is going to give you per citizen training. And this, I'm pretty sure, is doubled in clerics. So this becomes 2 training per citizen in a clerics family.
If it's not doubled, we'll put it up on the screen here saying Moose is wrong about that. We'll see about that later. But regardless, that is powerful. That is powerful.
Yeah, and again, like if I'm wrong on that, then I think I still stand by it, because either way, I mean, it's still a very strong. Even if it only gives you 1 order per temple and 6 culture, that's still that's basically. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure that's equivalent or like 2 culture off of the pyramids. In overall strength. So it's very, very strong. All in all, you can put it in every single one of your cities. We're going to be trying to grab Zoro, yada yada, and try to grab the 4 laws, 1, 2, 3, 4, to get our Dement warriors. So as far as like a multiplayer strategy is concerned, in the meantime, like, if we were doing true multiplayer, then this would be a champion seat, and we'd be spamming champion slingers, but, c'est la vie.
Right. Yes, and in my first multiplayer duel, I did settle a Clerics capital, much to the chagrin of No Legs Kitten, but it was for a Axum 4-law rush for Demets, so that was my justification.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean that again. It's this entire idea is behind the 4-law rush, which I understand from the people that are in Camp Scion is the problem with clerics, that it just makes them only good for the 4-law rush. But, in my opinion, what's wrong with the 4 law rush? It's
I don't see a problem. Yeah, I don't see a problem with the 4 law rush at all. I think probably settle them a little bit later, find a spot that is better for them than, oh, I'm doing my cap, or oh, I'm doing my second city just because I want them. Find your other families first. Well, maybe that's a little unfair. The point is, you should always be trying to consider a good placement for all of your families. But if you're going clerics, you also have to consider the kind of game you're playing. A multiplayer, you might not get LandCon, so some of those bonuses might not come through.
Yeah, I mean, that is a grievance that I definitely can get behind, because not getting access to the monasteries next to the temples, or not that, but for monasteries, them being 60% adjacent to the groves.
Especially because another change was to temple placement. Temples now require urban adjacency. They used to not, I believe.
Yes, that is true. They used to be really good for grabbing extra terrain, and
you used to be able to create really crazy districts with your monasteries, your groves, your temples. That's changed with that update, but you can still do it if you're strategic. But that is something to consider. Again, one of the reasons why I was like, well, I think not Carthage. I think clerics need a boost because of all these changes that are cumulative. That we don't have time or the memory to go through every iteration of what clerics used to be.
Yeah. But I mean, the idea that they aren't necessarily going to be anything more than the one-trick pony also kind of irks me, because it's just, you don't like the tricks that they're doing. Not a lot of people go down or prioritize this bottom half of the map because, and again, Doctrine's kind of a dead end. It's not going anywhere else, militaristic wise. So yes, I suppose that is, lending to its technicality of it being not a multiplayer game. And I understand that that's where the majority of the community's mind is at right now. But military isn't everything, and that's coming from your local warmonger.
That's true. Yeah. The top half, like you said, the top half of the tech tree does get a lot of attention. It is very sexy. You get a lot of really flashy stuff there. But
yeah, nothing's sexier than a library.
Yeah, onagers and are ballista down there as well? I forget.
Yes. So all siege is at the bottom half of the trees.
It's the bottom. Yeah. So I mean, Scion loves his onagers.
Yeah. And Demints and onagers would be a very fun combo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you're going for 7 laws later, it's only 1 tech more to get Rab navigation here on Axum. So you can go full order spread, getting your orders, and then getting orthodoxy to rush with orders. Can be pretty fun, just saying.
Yeah, and when you're getting
extra orders from all those temples.
One order, that's right. All those extra orders. Yeah, you're not wrong.
But again, I there is an argument to say that they are a little bit too good, and I think that's definitely a possibility. So don't get too mad at me, Jams, if I get them nerfed by accident.
It's okay. I guess I'll deal with it.
But yeah, Axum on top of everything else, if you get the great level leader, will get the extra, what's it called? Steals?
The steel, yeah.
That will boost the extra science inside of yours. And we will be trying to get as much science as we can. I know this will be, because it'll be 4 science in each place for when we beeline it all the way to monasticism. So definitely going to be the direction that we're going here. Let's go ahead. Just keep on scouting. I'm playing pretty loose right now, so if people want to get mad at me,
you're good.
Yeah.
No, not at all. This isn't really a this isn't a Kochimu session. This is
an expert gameplay.
Right. This is proof of concept. This is.
Which actually, you know what? We can go somewhere else for that.
What is this?
So this is my little sandbox that I play around with. I was eventually going to be using this for educational videos, so people are getting a sneak peek
Oh my goodness.
of just, like when you take a city to the 3 different ways you can build them to its absolute max: training max, civics max, growth
Real
max.
quick, Moose.
Go for it. Running low on time.
I always. Oh no, I was gonna say, do you mind hitting Shift M? I always play with the markers on. It just helps me because I can't remember what all these urban buildings are all the time. That's a me thing.
Hey, no, honestly, you're probably in the majority on that one. So yeah, so we'd be looking here. Now, how do I enable... Do you know how to enable the game editor? Here we go. So what we'll be doing is inside of Population Center. Let's go ahead and get improvements. Let's go ahead and grab... Let's see, where can we get our hands on a temple? Oh my lord, please. So here are the monasteries. I'll drop one of those down. Here is the temple. I'll drop one of those down. And here is a cathedral. I'll drop one of these down, just so we have access to all of those. And then, oop, one in the ocean. And then we are going to go to cities, specialists, and I want to add in an elder priest here. Does that do it?
I think you have to click on the building it goes in.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So if you close out of here, I think if you elder
temple.
priest and then temple.
I don't know if I did it.
I don't know if it did either. Maybe not. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Pay no attention to the man behind them.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll just rush this so we have that out. Oh, okay, so I guess we got to go all the way. No, what? I think I just have a shit ton of civics, so I think it'll be fine. So if we just go ahead and close the editor, we can just end the turn. Air education, okay, okay, okay. And here we have the poet. Okay, the priest is here. Cool, cool, cool. Rush that. End turn, sure. Council. And rush again. Okay. Sure, we can have slavery. Why not? All right, so inside of the city, we are currently experiencing 11 training. Oh, yeah, and I guess only 3. Only 3 training here coming from the Elder Priest inside of the Cleric City. So you're not getting double from your specialists, which is too bad. I really wish that wasn't the case. That would have been more fun for the video. But they're still good for population centers because this will convert over into it, which I believe is the same that you get from the Colosseum. All right, so yeah, a priest is the same as the Colosseum as far as converting your nations into it. So being able to get extra orders, extra culture, and all that out of the temples is just really good to get. Although I do kind of have to like reassess my opinion a little bit on the training. Because I really did think it was doubled, except I also don't ever really go down that aspect of the tree.
Gotcha.
Okay, so maybe I have to revisit my opinion on clerics a little bit.
Oh, how the turntables.
Oh, how the turns have tabled. Oh, man. So let's see what the other ones are. The other one is a monk. So that's just going to give you culture and science. And the last one is a bishop. Yeah, and it's per culture level. So the way you just like play clerics is by going tall and trying to get, I suppose, multiple religions if you can inside of your cities. Because if you can get, all 4 religions inside of your cities, maintain harmony, and be able to get double yields out of each religion that you have, it becomes very powerful. But that is definitely more of a single player strategy.
It is the maintaining harmony that I say that I think building Christian and Manny disciples without the religion found in your city kind of being like, meh. If you're at war with the Christian and Manny nations, they're probably going to hate you, and that's going to cause you problems, which is kind of why I said I think I'd rather see that aspect dropped and maybe something. But now that you mentioned it, maybe we don't need another boost to pagan religion, seeing as we do get the order per shrine.
Yeah, I mean, like if you needed, like, because first off, like,
Yeah,
who's not building their shrines? Like if you have access to it,
yeah.
the
People
unlocking the
who aren't
acolyte alone.
right. Yeah, I would say people who aren't building the shrines aren't. I would never tell someone how to play the game, but I think if you're not building shrines, you're probably not playing the game to the best that you could be.
Yeah,
At minimum, you should be building at least 4 shrines. 4 cities can build 1 shrine each. So you should be building those shrines. There's no reason not to. I'm sure in 4 cities in your whole empire, you can find a place where one of those shrines is going to give you a good benefit.
yeah,
And a lot of the shrines are pretty busted.
yeah. The shrines are
I
so
hate to
strong.
I hate to use that term, but the growth shrine, 2 growth a turn at turn 10 is
Yeah,
crazy. 20 gold a turn from the water shrine. That's just 20 flat gold. Doesn't have to be near water. You get 20 gold a turn with that.
yeah. You get a solid
Uh,
coastline. You get that boosted with traders and a fair.
yeah, you get
Yeah,
you get the other. There's another one that's 10 gold a turn per adjacent resource. Well, you get a triangle of resources. Plop that bad boy down. Even if you have two, a tile apart, that's another 20 gold right there.
yeah. Not to mention that shrine is also 2 culture plus the 2 culture that
Yeah.
you're getting from
Yep.
spreading the religion
From
into your cities
and the acolyte
and
and
the acolyte
upgrading
six
the
culture.
acolyte. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
So
there's
yeah,
no
no,
reason not to build your shrines in the first place without any additional buffs. So like so I don't personally think anybody needs any additional
yeah,
incentive to go pagan.
I no. Like I said, it's just something that I think I'm gonna drop it. Um, no, I really do. Now that you've explained it to me, I really do think I'm gonna drop it. And I guess leave clerics alone for right now.
Yeah,
Leave
if they
leave
touch them,
clerics
you're not going to
alone.
like the end result.
Leave clerics alone. They did nothing wrong.
They
You
just want
know
to live peacefully under God.
that that's it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, those damn zealots leading to every single damn holy war, maybe they have it coming, Jams.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, and because I'm newer to multiplayer, I got a rude awakening to zealot generals in multiplayer in my last game in the tournament versus Marauder. Marauder was Carthage, but he had zealot generals out the butt, and I mean, I had some very choice words for not being able to kill
Yeah.
those zealot-led units.
Yeah, zealots are a real buzzkill.
Yeah. But hey, I think that sounds like kind of a good place to
Yeah, good places to put a pin in it.
put a pin in that whole cleric discussion. Good place to kind of end this proto episode of a podcast thing, whatever we're gonna do.
It was nice. It was
Um,
like, a little cobwebby. I think we should maybe stay away from the gameplay. I think that kind of slowed it down a little bit. It definitely distracted me.
so I think, that's a kind of a good place to kind of end, I think, this discussion on it, and we'll see what happens for the next one.
Yeah, give it a rip. I mean, I had fun. We didn't cover everything. There's definitely more aspects to it, but I'm glad I kind of converted you away from
Definitely.
at least thinking that we needed more out of clerics.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and there's always going to be more to cover, right? Because Old World is just so deep.
Oh
But
God, yeah.
even if we scratch a surface, maybe down a couple levels, and maybe make you think about something that you had an opinion on, go and play with it. Go and try it out in a sandbox, in a single player, get a friend, do a cloud game. Change your opinions about the way you play the game, because you're not going to have fun I don't think, if you always play the same game the same way every single time.
100%. There's so many ways to explore old world. There's so many different strategies to go into. So hopefully we can get a chance, if not in this episode, then in others, to inspire a new way of playing. So yeah, and if you guys discover anything cool, hit us up. If you ever want to chat to either me or Jams, we're always on the Discord.
Please.
We're always around. So come in, join us. Always feel free to send over a DM. We'd be happy to chat.
Anytime. Yeah. I mean, I'm always in the Discord. Moose is always in the Discord.
Or if you want to come on for an episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to talk old world. Moose love to talk old world. So yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll make something of it.
All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and put a pin in there. And in the meantime, guys, happy conquering.
And we'll see you next time.